We are sitting at New Orleans world famous Pagoda restaurant. If you ever come here, this is a must. Sit down place. Great food, great people. And we're going to get into the energy of the day. And condolences to anybody dealing with a loss. A friend of mine, the last recording we did, we had a couple people going through losses. A friend of mine just lost her father on Sunday. So there's a lot of transitioning going on, all kinds, a lot of changes. So if you lost somebody close to you, condolences, because that affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to pop up and check in on her, but she wasn't there, you know what I mean? But let's see what the cards have to say today. Let's cut these bad boys. And it's a beautiful day outside. We're starting to get a hint of how hot it's really going to be this summer. When I say it's going to turn up, it's going to turn up. Changes, shedding old skin. This falls right in line with it. And you know, the more I use the deck and the more experience I have, these cards just take on more meaning. Because I haven't really prescribed anything to it as far as a book. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of people are shedding skin of all kinds. All kinds of skin is coming off. Who you thought you were, people transitioning. But just change and transformation. But there's the thing about this card, the beauty is the snake. There's a wisdom that's gathered here from that prior experience. Not only that, it gives you insight into the time that you're experiencing. The time is sensitive. If you've ever seen a snake when it sheds its skin, it has to sit still. First of all, it's got to rub that old skin against the rocks, right? To get that old you off, so to speak, right? And after it does that, it has to sit and it has to wait for that new skin to harden. And that is a very vulnerable time, you know what I mean? So you may be feeling a little bit vulnerable right now because of the transition. It's like a fresh wound almost, you know, you're letting something heal. Because that could be a little traumatic when you lose something that you're so used to and accustomed to, that you know, it's the separation kind of thing, you know, that mothers go through after they have their child, or a person that loses a limb. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that energy, and that energy is supported by today the Queen of Clubs. This is from the Destiny card deck. This is my Marie Laveau card. So during this time, this feels more like communication than anything else. Communication. Welcome on in. Especially with the ancestor round. These situations where people transition, or when people are not around, let's just say absent. Let's just say you've left the place, you know what I'm saying, a job, anything like that. There is a bit of a mourning that goes on of old ways. That's what I'm feeling off this. But more than making it emotional, this is asking you to be a little more rational. But it's also, we're talking about the mental faculties. So we're talking about the beginning of like telepathy or conversation, language really. Speaking about the language, what is the new language of the lay of the land that you're on now? You know what I'm saying? Learning a new language. And by that I mean, I got my buddy here on the table. That's why I like. But when my grandmother passed, how she let me know that she was around was one, white feathers. White feathers. The other way I knew she was around, and her birthday just passed last Monday, for her earthly realm, right? But what made it, she came as robins. She would show up as a robin, you know what I mean? Just to let me know she was present, and that we should be having a conversation kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is what this is really pointing to. And this is for anybody. You don't have to be the most spiritually adept, but you know when you feel the presence of other people around you. Hair may stand up. You just may start speaking out loud for no reason. You know, that kind of thing. Or you just get the feeling that somebody is with you in the room, if you've ever had that feeling. People who have transitioned. But this could be you as well. Learning a new language. If you've moved up a scale kind of thing. If you've taken on a new endeavor, there's a new language. Like my goal this summer is to learn how to fish. That's a whole nother language. You know what I'm saying? Because now I got to get in tune with the water, the fish, you know, the whole nine. The rod, the bait, what kind of bait to use, what's the name of the bait, blah, 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 blah. That's a new language. You know what I mean? Based on the transition. So this goes, it's got a wide range to it at the end of the day. But it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. The yellow star. Beauty, elegance. What else we got here? Art and store. So this is the expansion of the experience that you're having. And kind of like chronicling this through whatever art that you have, whether it be singing, poetry. This is kind of like really summing things up for yourself and putting it into a form that kind of represents it. But at the core, this is reminding you that you are the piece of art. You are the masterpiece in this lifetime that you are shaping and molding. You know, when you get back to the source, the Most High, whatever you want to call it, you're going to present your masterpiece. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to present everything is going to be about you is going to be in that picture. You know what I'm saying? What you've learned, what you've overcome, how much you've grown, that type of thing, with the things that you've dealt with. So this is reminding you that despite all these changes, and some of these may be very challenging, let's not sugarcoat the shit, right? Despite all these changes and challenges, this is reminding you not only the beauty of yourself, but the beauty of life. And how this is a time of expansion, especially in the springtime. Things are growing, things are coming up out the ground. It's a really powerful time to tap into a very creative side of yourself. If you haven't, now's a great time. If you have, this is your confirmation. You feel me? Bless you. Bless you. And with those rabbits there, it's like a proliferation. So this is something that'll pick up quickly for you. You know what I'm saying? This is something you'll pick up quickly. And see, on the bottom of the deck, we're going to clarify the two, and then we're going to, damn, look at that, the yellow sun. The sun will come out tomorrow. This is the enlightenment you've gained off the journey that you just went through. This is the final card of kind of like completion of the cycle. This is the last of the sun signs in the Mayan calendar, which represents a completion. It would be like Pisces in astrology, you know what I'm saying? But if you look there, just real close, this is like that Buddha mind. This is finding that inner peace, the stillness. You know what I'm saying? Mastering oneself, mastering your emotions, whatever it was that you were asked to master during the last cycle, to bring you to this peace. And this feels more like acceptance at the end of the day. Acceptance for who you are, acceptance for your journey, and seeing the purpose of it all. For you, not anybody else, nothing else outside of you. This is what this is telling you. And if you look at it, it says enlightenment. What else we got? Matrix, universal fire, and life itself. The universal fire, you could take that so many ways, and I would have you kind of define that for yourself. But this is like the fire in the blood kind of thing. This is Kundalini energy, universal fire. This is something that's not local. You feel what I'm saying? It's just not local. So let's clarify these two. We can roll out of here. I want to make this a really quick message as far as the cards are concerned. And but really, I wanted to make this to just acknowledge those who were passed on, who were transitioned out of this realm, and send my love out to those who have lost somebody, quote unquote lost. You feel me? Let's get that out of there. Let's get 3 shuffles. So how's everything in y'all world? How's everybody out there doing on this Friday? So just keep that in mind. You know, being uncomfortable or being in the unknown is very much not a bad thing. It's very much not a bad thing. It's like embracing something that we never knew was there. More of this transitional energy. Santa Muerte with Rain Dance. Beautiful. Now is the time for celebration. This is a time for like a festival, carnival, if you will, of souls. The libations, the offerings at the altar, Santa Muerte, the one who helps people cross over. This is lighting a candle so that your loved ones can find their way to the other side, or if they're already, you know, they've been a while. This is like lighting a candle in remembrance, pouring somebody a drink. And really, this is going to gratitude for the journey and all the help that we've had. There's no way in hell I've gone this far, this long without some kind of assistance. And it's not the physical kind, you know what I'm saying? It's that nudge that told you to go left instead of right. It's that nudge that, you know, you went to the phone and something popped up that you needed to see or hear at the time. You know, that word of encouragement. It's time to party with those people, you know what I'm saying? Throw in some good music, pour a drink for you and those around you who are close to you in either realm, you know what I'm saying? But it's more of a celebration of life right now. We're not here for a long time. We're not. You know, we can often take it for granted because we get stuck in a rut of day to day where everything seems the same. And before you know it, it's gone. And, you know, we've missed so much being complacent and unable to change and transition, you know? And then we have Rain Dance. Rain Dance is saying in this one, this is the natural mourning that we go through. This is the mourning period when we, especially if it's close, you know what I'm saying, in the recent couple of days or whatever that, or weeks, or whatever, that somebody's transitioned from your life. This is like really just getting it out of your system, you know what I'm saying? This is really getting it out of your system. Celine, what's going on? How are you today? But it's more of a celebration. You know what I mean? It reminds me of that song, what was I want to go outside in the rain. You feel what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. Because the last thing I would want anybody to do when I cross over is get stuck in that and mourn and not, you know, and hold on to the old. You know, I would want you to release and really move on with the experience. You know, all the times that we share, things of that nature. It's really personal the next couple of days. You know what I'm saying? And then we just have this full moon. We're having this full moon in Aries, which is about yourself. So this is a great time, and this is good for mental health. And we got to bring it all in together because that's a big issue nowadays is mental health. You know, how many people you seen just bugging out somewhere, especially if you're in a major city or something like that. It's all over the place, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. Some people aren't dealing with the transitions as well as you might be. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So in that case, it helps to have a really good grounding system for yourself. And maybe this is a great time to initiate, because Aries, this is the initiator, to initiate new things that help you ground yourself and get used to the new, you know, the new way of life, the new perspective. And you would say, well, how is death new? How is that new? You know what I'm saying? It's brand spanking new. The thing is, are we comfortable with learning something new as far as a language that you can't find in a book? It'll be so personal, you know. however that person and you used to relate to each other, there's little things that you had going on, little inside jokes, you know what I'm saying? Certain items, certain places that you went to that are just synonymous with both of you that nobody else would understand. So when you come across this language and you start to establish it with somebody who's crossed over, it's just about being really mindful about the signs. And that happens by being very present, especially if you're actively talking to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey grandma, how you doing, blah 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 blah, just shooting this shit, right? Whatever, checking in. I did that last night. I asked everybody to make sure that they had all crossed over, if there was anything I needed to do to help anybody cross over, because there could be people I don't know that have crossed over that might need that. That's what the lighting of the white candle symbolizes, the purity, but also helping somebody cross over so they have that guiding light to get to the other side, you know what I mean? Or at the very least asking the rest of your people who have passed on to help usher them in. Words are powerful. You know what I'm saying? Down here we have all the juice. Little do we know, especially when it comes to words and the intentions of the heart. You know what I mean? We can manifest and bring things into being and move stuff around with just a little bit of, just a little bit. Just imagine what you could do with a month, 2 months of learning, of continuously doing something and building that muscle up. You know what I mean? So our cards for the day, really, we'll recap before we get up out of here, is the Red Serpent and the Queen of Clubs. Very internal work going on right now. This is a very internal kind of time. Aries is new beginnings, new journeys, shedding old skin, old ways, behaviors, patterns, people's, places, things, and it could be a little uncomfortable. It could be a little bit uncomfortable. You could feel a little bit vulnerable, but that's a part of the process. Spirit would like you to just be still and sit in that, and at the same time, honor where you came from. Honor those people that have helped you, that have already crossed over. Honor the people who are still here. This is a time to celebrate your wins, no matter how big, no matter how small.
I thought you left.
No, I'm good. I'm right here.
I'm bringing it to you.
Oh, appreciate it, man. My fault.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry, bro.
I
Look.
thought you left, and I threw sausage in it and ate it.
No, he didn't eat my sandwich, bro. This is one of the brothers that works here, man. Really cool dude, man. I'm telling you, there's great people. And this is what I'm talking about being around certain people whose energy matches yours, keeps your vibration high and stuff like that. There's just, a letting go of things. There's no more judgment. Everything is what it is. And it's all a matter of whether you accept it or not and whether you deal with it or not. You know what I mean? So we're not going to force this spirituality on nobody, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you how to honor your ancestors or do your thing. But just know that we're in a phase where, as a collective, we're shedding skin. Individually, we are in many different ways. Smallest things in the world, changing a job, all kinds of things. There go my peoples right there. They'll fly right up on the table and eat with you if you let them. That's how cool they are out here. But even stuff like that, that's one of my endeavors, is to really make such a profound connection with nature and the animals and just the spirit of the earth itself, the plants, and learning more of that language. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be more behind that chirp than just a chirp. You feel what I'm saying? The timing that they show up. Why is just this certain kind of bird around? Why am I seeing this bird? And just having this rapport with spirit where I'm getting clarity and I'm building that muscle up. So the conversation is a continuous flow rather than, you get a little bit here, you get a little bit there. So making that effort. And it's not much. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to move. You just have to set the intention and listen at the end of the day. When your peoples come through, it's a listening. When your grandmother, your grandfather, somebody that you really love to pass over comes, it's a listening. And that's the thing people forget about communication. It's not about the talking and getting your point across. It's about receiving as well. You know what I mean? So when you put these, conversations out there, give yourself time and space to receive it. You have to have a little bit of time to yourself in that silence to really hear what's going on around you and inside of your ass. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cultures say when your people's pass over, they come live within you. You become the altar. So, however you want to view, the hierarchy or such of the spirit realm and how you interact with it, is completely up to you. And the card that I didn't put away is like really good at explaining that. It's an art. How do you express it? That's the beauty of spirituality. Mine is not like anybody else's because it works for me. It's not a book that you pick up and read and boom, you got it. And then there's like 15 people doing the same thing. It doesn't work like that. That's not spirituality. That's dogma. You feel what I'm saying? This is asking you to embrace the craft of you and how you relate to the divine, if you will. Especially at this time. Especially if you're healing. Especially if you're a little vulnerable. These are the best times. This is how you really get close. This is how you really get close. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like literally just sitting right there on my bag almost. And I've been noticing the signs. Usually crows are some of the more shy creatures. Like if you come anywhere near one, they'll fly away. The other day I literally just rode by 2 crows who did not move at all, sitting right on the fence. We must have been about this far apart. So I know something is working. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see the results of it. So that gives me more incentive to build on it. And that's what I mean by you just got to really be mindful of your surroundings and what's going on. Sheesh, I got all these scars. Man, I done played ball 2 days with these cats over there. I got more cuts and bruises than a little bit, boy. They be over there hacking. But getting back in shape, because I remember that what was this? I'm good. How about yourself? Appreciate it. I don't know how long you've been here. If you caught it, we're kind of winding it down. I'm just giving a little spill on spirituality and my take on it and how it should be so individualized that it doesn't look like anybody else's. You know what I mean? But it works for you, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Your intentions, your aspirations. We were sent here to be creators. You know what I mean? To shape our world the way we want to see it. And find those people who line up with all that. And if they don't line up, that's fine. There's no judgment, there's no hate. But you know how it is, And even if there is, it's like that's not your problem, ain't none of your business. Ain't none of your business. But if there's any questions in the chat, because we could talk about this. I could talk about this all day, but I like to get to specifics and just if you need a little nudge out the thing, whatever. See you later, man. All right. Out the door, if you're new to what spirituality really is, what it's about, I'm here for that all the time. You can go in the description box. You can get a reading. You can get a simple reading, something simple, something short, just to help you get jump started. It ain't got to be all this, pulling 15 cards, find out who's cheating, where the job is, and all that. Sometimes it's just about tuning you back into you. You know what I'm saying? Turning the dials and the knobs. So that when nobody's around, you can do that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I like to help people find the tuning on themselves. Let's get one for the road. I know that name, but the pronunciation. It's like bienvo. Am I saying that correctly? And again, more about transitioning, crossing over, so to speak. in all phases of the game. Ultraviolet Dragon, one of my favorites. And this is in reference to spirituality. Your environment is conducive to your intentions. So building an altar or a place where you have family pictures is one of the best places. To and a n. Okay. To talk to your peoples. You feel what I'm saying? That would represent the eggs. Keeping one eye open, being vigilant. The dragon's a real hot dragon. It will boil the eggs unless you put it in water to cool them off. So it's the temperance. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance being struck. Again, it goes back to the listening and the speaking. You know what I mean? And watching out for people who may come and try to influence you in a certain way to do certain things a certain way that goes against what you like. I'll be the last person to try to convince a Christian or a Muslim not to be a Christian or a Muslim. Shit works for you. It works for you. You know what I'm saying? If it makes you a better person, that's the purpose of it all. If it brings you closer to the divine, it's the purpose of it all. You can't knock that. You know what I mean? And we can get the whole spiel of how people plagiarize it and all that. But at the end of the day, we know a lot of people hide out in those religions. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who do grow and truly become the better versions of themselves. You know what I mean? And that's when you have to learn that you are that divine being because you're putting in that work. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. I'm about to roll up out of here. Venue. Okay. All right. I think I got what you're saying. But how are you doing today? I keep hearing shit. Somebody over here. Oh, they dumping shit out in the back. Well, it's that time, and before I even answer or try to pull some shit for that, this is a time where I would rather you sit with what you really want to experience right now. Based on what you've already experienced, what do you really want to experience in this next portion of your life? Because the shift's going to happen regardless. I told people this way back in the day. They all thought I was crazy. I said, no matter what, with all these, solar flares, whatever, all this shit going on outside of us, you're going to activate. You know what I'm saying? It's just about where you are when that happens. If you are dysfunctional and you're fucked up, your kundalini gonna fuck you up. It's gonna rebel against you.
Every time I start working, I forget again.
Dad, man, everybody should get right. You know what I mean? It's the good brother Solomon here at the pagoda. Come check him out if you haven't. But I'll pull you a card for that. But I just want you to really sit with that notion of what it is that you want to experience in that shift, and see what the divine has already showed you is starting to come in. You know what I mean? Are there new relationships? Is there new endeavors? It's like the universe will always leave you breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? I would take whatever I'm going to pull as a word of advice or maybe even confirmation. Maybe you already know and you're just kind of second guessing it or overthinking it, right? As we don't want people doing it. Second guessing their new beginning because we can fuck it up doing past shit. You know what I'm saying? Responding the same way. Let's see what you got. You got to your star. So if you go back in the reading, I'm pulling all these cards. This pops out. So you have a twofold message. Whatever your question you're looking for answered, it'll be in that part. But just to expand on this, I'll say this simply. The next step, or steps, because it ain't just one step, It's about you becoming a work of art, the masterpiece. People ask me, what are you working on now? Blah, blah, blah. I'm working on myself. Everything else is an extension of that. You feel what I'm saying? Everything else is an extension of what I'm doing internally. Mastering emotions, mastering my thoughts, balancing my life out to where I have time and space for everything without being overburdened. You know what I'm saying? Without the burnout. And these are all things I had learned prior, who to be around. But most importantly, I had to learn about myself and my energy, what it does to people, what it does for people, and mutually who benefits from my energy being around and vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like paint the masterpiece of you. What does that look like? Maybe I'll post some examples in the community section later, but a lot of my older commissions were based upon me channeling a person's energy and showing them how I saw them, and based on astrology and all that other stuff, like I did their charts and everything like that, pulled their cards, whatever. But I would come up with a composite photo of these people based on what I saw and what I was receiving at the time. And I would give them a portrait, a self-portrait of themselves. Some people would turn out to be like, looking like a genie or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Some people would turn out, they're more fairies, but then there was the water fairies. Then some people were fire fairies, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But it was really just looking outside of what we're used to and tapping into something that we're told not to, kind of taboo kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Even if it's just you acknowledging the light and the dark, having a picture of you in the yin and yang kind of state. You know what I'm saying? Well, this part will fuck you up, but this part will heal you. You feel what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. But it's a work of art. We are all works of art. And every day we are holding the brush to ourselves and learning to blend. You know what I'm saying? We're learning to backgrounds and shit like that, whatever you're into. But that's what I could say to you right now is be in that energy. Even if it's just changing your wardrobe. You feel what I'm saying? Something as simple as that. If it's a next step, it's a new step. Get new things around you. All right? I hope that kind of cleared it all up for you.
All right, I got you that time. Had to make sure.
Yeah, you had to make sure. Bruh, I'm gonna need you to hurry up, get out of here, and go enjoy your weekend, bruh.
I'm trying to get it together right now, bruh.
Okay, all right. Well, I ain't gonna be out here much longer. I know y'all don't mind, but
Nah, you good. You good.
yeah, that's the beautiful thing. You sit out here as long as you want to. They got the outside, nice little porch area. But I like to sit here with the when there ain't a whole bunch of crowded people. So it's a nice little sit down area like this. It's quiet. You can channel. They just put the stuff up right here. This is Bayou Road, by the way, the infamous Bayou Road. The cobblestones are kind of like right there. That's the King and Queen Emporium. This blue building right there. Queen over there, she'll take care of all your shit, spiritual stuff. She got the soaps, the body wipe, you like everything up there. Every incense, she make all that shit in house. The soaps. So it's a beautiful area. You know what I mean? Okay. You really got to play with it. You really got to play with it. It's one of those things where, as a reader, as a person who does astrology, for me, I had to just let it go, trying to know what's going to happen next. It takes the element of surprise out. It takes the beauty, the miracles, and all that because you're focused on one outcome. You feel me? Instead of, hold on, let me go. I know that's not clear. Come here, I got smack the shit out of it. I got smack the shit out of it. So good. Yeah, I do. Very much. very much. I had to get off camera just to come see you. But that's what it is today, man. Really enjoy each step. Don't rush to get there. Because like I said, we don't have a lot of time down here when you really look at it. You know what I mean? 50 years is quite an accomplishment for a lot of folks. You feel me? But 70, 80, the changes you go through, the people, the experiences, going in a flash. You know what I mean? So it's like making sure you really enjoy the journey. Just take your time in the sights, take in the people. You know what I mean? So that's what I got for y'all today. Unless anybody got questions, anybody got anything left in the room, you know, we can do it. I got my lemon ginger right here. Whew. Oh, I love some ginger. Whew. So we don't have anything left, man. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. Like, I put it in my mind where every day is my last. It could really be my last. You know what I mean? And everything I'm plotting on or scheming to do and everything could just stop. And what am I left with? Am I content with myself? Where am I at? Where I'm at right now? Could I leave out here right now and be cool with that? You feel what I'm saying? And every day I have to check myself and be like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I did a couple big ones in my life at least. And yeah, I still got a few more in. I appreciate you all for coming out, checking the channel out, commenting, liking. We broke 300 subs or something like that. That's like a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? All the little victories, I'm going to count them up, add them up, you know what I mean, and give my gratitude and thanks. But I appreciate y'all. We're nothing without each other at the end of the day. So thank you for coming through, and I will see y'all, I don't know, maybe later this evening we'll do some painting, but we're definitely going to do something this weekend. I'm going to be doing all kinds of shit with this channel. I don't want to make it just tarot and art and shit like that. I want to really mix it up, you know what I'm saying? Maybe show y'all a little bit more of New Orleans, give y'all a tour of some of this shit that they don't tell you about. They don't tell you about, you feel me? Oh shit, I did bring work. Well, I could have just been work. But alright, good people. I'll talk to you.